Namaste. Welcome. My name is Todd Norian. I'm the founder of Ashaya Yoga, Abode of the Heart. And I'm so happy to be sharing this practice with you, especially during this time. Practices for inner peace are so much needed. We can get out of our center, and we need something, some practice, some inspiration to help us find our way back to the heart. And when you come back to your heart, you recognize you're already whole and complete. We all already have that inside. It's just a matter of finding our way back to that place inside. I want to remind everybody to please share this video with your friends, spread the peace around, and also please join the Friends of Ashaya Yoga Facebook group to go a little bit deeper and to learn a little bit more about the inner workings of Ashaya. Also, you can join my email list at ashayayoga.com, and there I send out announcements and newsletters with a lot of valuable teachings in them, on my blog, and all of it is there. So I invite you to come join the Ashaya community to go deeper. Also, I'm leading a 30-day challenge right now, and registration is still open. So if you haven't joined and you're interested in joining a group to get a daily meditation practice, it's still available to join. We're already starting the very beginning of week 2, but we have all the recordings. So you could come and join us and establish yourself in a practice that really centers you in your heart during times of challenge. And that program is called Pillars of Peace. You'll find it on my website under the Practice Online link. Today I'd like to focus on strength, because this is a time when we need to build inner strength. And think of strength as resiliency, our capacity to bounce back. The heart is resilient, the body is resilient, if we could just give it a chance and know how to let go and let ourselves bounce back naturally. I like to use the metaphor of a tree, because real strength means that you have to have roots that go deep, and the young seedling can be blown over by the wind because the roots haven't had a chance to sink deep enough to stabilize it. And yet at the end of the life of the tree, when the tree is old and doesn't have as much flow, not as much sap running through it, it becomes rigid. And we get rigid sometimes in our ways, and we're always rigid when we're caught in this fear cycle of the sympathetic nervous system. When we feel challenged, in a panic, we get very nervous, we're out of our center, and we become very instinctual. And these rigid trees, they're also susceptible to the wind to blow over. They're not resilient. The best tree that represents resiliency is the palm tree. Yes, I'd like to be there now because we just had a snowstorm. But palm trees, they're designed in the root system so that they can be flexible with the winds. When hurricanes come, the palm tree has the capacity to go all the way horizontal. And after the winds pass, they spring back up. They come back into their upright position. They're resilient. They bounce back after being knocked down. They're designed to come back up. And what's more is when they do come back up, their roots are strengthened because of it. And I believe that's a great metaphor for the human spirit. Challenges actually strengthen us. Challenges come only when we're ready to rise up, to have a promotion. And so we practice to develop this quality of inner strength in the form of resiliency. You see, flexibility is strength. So take a comfortable seat. Turn your thigh bones in. Draw down through your tailbone. And then root your sitting bones. Grow roots like a tree. And from the pushing of the roots down into the earth, grow your spine like the trunk of your tree, long. Lift your heart. Take your shoulders back. Lift your throat. Draw your palate back. It's the very center of the roof of your mouth. When that goes back, it brings in a curve in the neck. And then lift through the back of the occiput, the back of the skull. Then align your palate over your pelvis. Close your eyes, turn within. Find your resiliency now in the form of your breath. Look, the breath is constantly moving. Your inhalation always comes back. The exhalation always gives rise to the inhalation. Use the resiliency of the breath to bring you deep into your heart. May we access this natural power we all have. And what makes you more resilient? You need to let go. Open to the bigger energy. Trust something greater, the life force. It's not dull and dumb and ignorant. The life force has the intelligence of the entire universe. That's what flows through you. That's your inheritance. Draw into your heart now, set an intention for your practice. May I come back to my natural resiliency. And when you're resilient, you can withstand high winds, hurricane winds, and bounce back just like the palm tree. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. Let's take a deep breath in and share in the sound of Om. Resilience in your own heart, gently bow. Namaste. Let's practice. Come up to standing. Come stand with your feet hip distance apart. Again, get the concept of roots from your pelvis, root. Four corners of the feet, root. Everything grounds and roots into the earth. And then take your right arm up, and with the breath, inhale up. Exhale, big circle back. Resiliency. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release the circle back. Continue. Look at your hand. Look back as the arm goes back. Open up your ribs. Invite the breath into your right side, into your right lung. The breath makes the lungs resilient. We need strength in that area of the lungs to process, to strengthen our immune system. The thymus gland right here in the heart. In fact, as you do this circle with your left hand, just do some gentle tapping of the thymus gland, responsible for strengthening your immune system. And you want to tap in a random rhythm. Exhale, release. Go with the left arm up. Inhale. Bring your arm back. Enjoy the stretch. Breathe as you reach up. Root your feet down. Exhale, back. Continue. Make it feel good. Watch your hand with your eyes. You get a little stretch through your neck. Resiliency brings joy because we see that we always come back. After some challenge, we get up again. We're stronger. We're better informed. And then a couple of random taps to the thymus. It's right sitting here, right at the base of the sternum. Random. Okay, now just because we're tapping, take both hands. We're just going to do King of the Jungle for a second. Let out a sound. Disturb your family. Okay, exhale, shake out your hands. Interlace your fingers. Stretch your arms out in front. Pull your arm bones back and reach up. Press through your index finger knuckles more. And then look up. Even as you reach up, take your thigh bones back. Draw your tailbone down, and from your pelvis, send roots deep down into the earth. Not young roots. Strong, flexible roots. And then from the pelvis, reach up. Every exhalation, release rigidity. Open to the rising of the life force, like the sap that's alive. Where is your aliveness inside? Can you thrive in this moment? And we thrive because it feels so good. And then exhale, release, arms down. Place your hands on your hips, step to the front of your mat. Exhale, fold halfway and pause. Now, make your legs strong. Hug your legs to the middle. Take your thigh bones back. Then, lift your heart with resiliency. Exhale, fold part way. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale and fold. We're not bending all the way down, we're just going part way. But when you lift your heart forward, take your thighs back. Lift your sitting bones up more. Now all the way down. And if you have blocks, you can put your hands on blocks. You don't have to reach down quite so far. But if you got this, then enjoy the stretch. Hug your legs strong. Hug your shin to the middle. Widen your thighs. Then bring your hands to your upper outer shins. Hug the shins with your hands. That gives you the stability. But then widen your thighs apart. Widen the center of your knee in line with toe 2 and 3. Strengthen the shins, resiliency in the thighs. Keep those actions. Then inhale, heart forward. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog pose. And alternately root your heels, bend the opposite knee. As you pedal your heels, stir in the breath. Then bend both knees, hug your shins again, widen your sitting bones. Resiliency gives you space to think, space to breathe, space to respond. Bend your knees, turn your thighs in, lift your sitting bones more. Then from your heart, push down through your hands. From your heart, lift through your back, down through your heels. Let your heart be more resilient and soft, but lift your armpits up. Strong armpits. Strong. Heart is soft. Inhale now, right leg up. Try to lift through the inner right thigh. Press the base of your left shin back. Keep your left leg strong. The right leg a little bit more open. Bend your right knee. Lift your leg up and over. It's the doggy pee pose. Lift your head, look over your left shoulder. Adho Mukha Ekapada Pipiasana. And stretch. Then exhale, big lunge forward. One of the ways that makes it easier to lunge is when you're lunging right leg forward, like this, you just lift your right hand up. Okay, let me show you on this side, like this. Okay, and then it clears your chest, clears your shoulder, you can get it forward. So try that, step back, downward dog. And then exhale, right foot forward, lift your right hand. There you go. Okay, stay in lunge. Now, squeeze your legs to the middle. We're going to turn on the gluteal muscles. That's the hip muscles, buttock muscles. Lift your hands an inch. And then sweep your hands around to the left. Sweep them around to the right. Scissor your legs more firmly together. And then root the feet down. Stretch your arms up. Sweep your arms out to the side. Breathe. Pull your fingers back. Bring your arms as wide as the universe. Then lift your left thigh. Draw your tailbone down more. Arch back a little bit. Okay, here's a little variation. We're going to come forward and then lift the back leg. Keep your right knee bent and try to sweep your arms slightly forward. So, right knee is bent. Hold. And then stretch your right leg straight. And then bend. You might be a little wobbly. Be resilient here. Strength through the right leg. Go straight leg. And then bend your right knee. One more. Stretch up straight. Right leg. Oh yeah. Exhale, bend. Step back, downward facing dog pose. And breathe. This will increase your heart rate. And it strengthens the heart, strengthens the lungs. Inhale, left leg up, inner thigh. Root the right base of shin back. Breathe. And bend your left knee up and over toward the right. Lift your head, look over the right shoulder. Right leg super strong. Left leg a little more resilient. You can explore the space a little bit. There's no perfect way that knee has to go. And then exhale, lunge, left foot forward. Scissor your legs. Lift your hands a couple inches. Now you have to engage your legs, otherwise you'd fall over. Engagement is what strengthens the muscle. It protects the joints. It heats up the body. We need to learn how to engage more with the body. It's like engaging with our life. And then sweep your hands around to the right, around to the left. It's like panning for gold. Around to the right, around to the left, and then come up, stretch your arms up. Lift your right thigh a little bit more so the back leg goes up, but the left hip sinks down. Sweep your arms straight out to the sides, the big universal, embrace it all. Pull your fingers back. Turn your thumbs toward the floor. So they curl back and the thumbs go straight back behind you. You'll start to feel all kinds of stretches through your forearms. It's really nice. And then curl back more. Breathe. Root down to become resilient. You root your legs, the heart rises up. Okay, now here's the last little variation. So you bend forward, and if you need to touch, you can. And then you lift your back foot off the floor. Keep your left leg bent. And then reach forward just a bit. Stretch the left leg straight. Then bend the left knee down. Stretch it straight. Right foot's off the floor. It's a huge workout for the glutes. If you have to rest, come down and rest. Otherwise, go for it. And last one. Exhale, release, plank. Slowly down to chaturanga. Now in chaturanga, you can put your knees down to rest. Otherwise, don't let your shoulders come below the elbows. To the elbow is fine, but not lower. Root your hands into the floor, belly back, tailbone in. Exhale all the way down. Bring your arms down by your sides, chin on the floor. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, down. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, down. Now, we're going to go to the right side again. But I want you to root your left leg down first. Now lift your right. See how much easier it is. Hug to the midline. Go more for length than height. And breathe. Exhale, resiliency. Inhale, left leg up, hold. Root your right leg down more. Focus on the right leg, and the left leg gets lighter. Grow your left leg from pelvis to toes. And exhale down. Bring your palms under your shoulders. Inhale, cobra. Lift the heart, head of the arm bones back. The heart bounces back and moves forward with resiliency. Salamander pose. Look over your right shoulder. Crawl your right knee forward. Flex your left foot. Lean your left ribs toward the front. Exhale down. Inhale, look over your left shoulder. Crawl. So it's like cobra, but you crawl the left knee and you're going to twist, look over your left shoulder. Flex your right foot. Push your right foot away. Lean your right ribs forward. And there's the stretch. The more you lean, the more stretch you get. Exhale down. Come up into downward dog pose. Exhale, right foot forward. Spin your left foot square to the back edge. Come up, right forearm on your right thigh, left hand to your hip. Pause for a moment. Hug your legs, thighs back, tailbone in. Let your heart be resilient now. Take your left arm straight out to the side, pull your left armpit back, and then stretch your left arm overhead. Try to turn your thumb to face up. From your pelvis, root your feet down. And the more you root, the more you can rise. And use your breath to help flow, bring the essence up through you. Your essence is the sap, sort of the life blood of the tree. Hug your muscles to the bones like the annular rings around the core of the tree. Follow me if you want to go a little deeper. Right fingers down to the floor, to the outside of the right ankle. And if you have a block, you put your hands on the block. If this is too much, you just don't do it. You just stop. I call it bus stop yoga. You have to get off at your stop. Root down through your right foot and come up. Hands to your hips. Turn your feet to the opposite side. Right foot square, left foot open. Hug your legs. And exhale, bend the left knee, left forearm on your thigh. Knee is directly in line with the ankle. Ultimately, we want to get this line, the femur bone, parallel to the floor. So you may have to walk your back foot back another inch or so. It's difficult to get it all the way down, so just approach parallel. Thighs back, tail in. Take your right arm over the head, out to the side, armpit back, and then overhead, thumb up. Breathe and hold. Create power in your legs. Hug to the midline. Pull up from the feet to the pelvis. Pull into the core, that gives you strength. And then from the core, push back down. The more you draw in, the more energy you'll have to shine, to give. So we make our vehicles very strong. And for a little additional stretch, You can bring your left fingers down to the floor or onto a block. Move through your feet. Inhale, come up. Turn your feet parallel. Hug your legs to the middle. And then fold. Prasarita Padottanasana. Lightly touch the floor. Walk your hands over to the right. Hold the right ankle or shin and bow forehead towards the knee. Feel the stretch. Each exhalation, let go the resistance. Resistance is rigidity. And what you resist persists. Come back to center. Exhale to the left. Hold the left ankle, bow forehead to shin. As your torso is going over to the left, don't let your right hip follow. Keep your right hip back. Steady right hip. Be strong there. Don't be influenced. And then bow more. Inhale to center. Sweep your arms out to the side. Come up. Hands to hips. Walk your feet back together. Take a wide stance again. Square your left foot, turn your right foot open. Hug your leg strongly, and then bend the right leg to warrior two position. When you bend, don't lean your torso. That's the last pose. And keep the spine perpendicular. That's it. And then bend your knees, stretch your arms. Turn your right palm up, go to the reverse warrior two. Left hand behind your back. See if you can hold onto your right thigh. So it's like a little seat belt. Inhale to center, right leg straight, Trikonasana pose. Bring your left hand to your hip. Move your thigh bones back, tail in. This is another good one to use a block underneath your hand as needed. Today in Trikonasana, lengthen your right ribs so all of the underbelly grows. Then stretch your left arm up. Melt the left ribs, grow your right ribs. And then breathe resiliency. Body is alive. The pose is alive. We want to be like they're poses, they're shapes, but it should be more like a living museum. Look down, left hand on your hip, bend your right knee. We're going for a little ride. Step your back foot forward and then push off, but drag your left foot on the floor. Get the muscles to engage. Half moon pose. Left leg is up. Take your right hand 10 inches in front, 2 inches to the right. I call that the 10 and 2 position. So go 10 and 2. Left arm up. Anchor your right leg more. Hug the muscles and then root the foot down. Building lots of strength in the leg. Exhale, bend your right knee. Reach your back foot back, but only about 3 feet. Fingers in eagle talons on either side of the right foot. Scissor the right foot back isometrically, left hip forward, and then bow. Walk your hands halfway back, right between middle of the legs. Turn your fingers toward the back foot and pull the mat forward while you bring the right thigh back. Pull the hands forward, right thigh is back. Hanumanasana. release, bend the knee, step back, downward facing dog pose. Then exhale, left foot forward. Square your right foot and slowly come up, hands to hips. Take a minute to adjust your foundation. Front heel should be right through the center of the back foot. Hug your legs and bend your left knee to a square. Remember to keep your spine perpendicular. So from here, it's just the bend in the hips, but your spine stays like a pillar. Thighs back, tailbone in, stretch. Look out over your left fingers. And then become more resilient, so you yield to the wind. Stretch your left arm up. Keep your legs steady, but yield. Release back a little bit more. Be a little bit free. Shake out your hair. Aren't you ready for a haircut? I am. Okay, and then we have this little variation. You take your right hand behind you, and then grab your leg. Inhale up. Stretch your left leg straight, Trikonasana. Hug your leg strongly. Come down. Right hand to your hip. Left hand by the side of your ankle. Here's how it would look with a block. Just like that. Just a little less of a stretch. But it can be a big stretch if you have tight hamstrings. Then thighs back, tailbone in, heart toward the sky. Stretch your right arm. Lift your heart towards the sky, but turn your belly toward the earth. Heart up, belly, and work the low belly toward the back leg, toward the right thigh. And let that little bit of resistance give you more resiliency. A play of resistance and resiliency. May I turn all resistance into a resilient flow. Look down. Bring your right hand on your hip. Bend the left knee. Take a little step forward with the right foot. You're going to drag the right foot on the floor to engage muscles. Come up. Left hand, 10 and 2. Take your right arm up. Balance. Be resilient, not too rigid. If you try to hold it too tight, you'll fall. If you don't give it any effort at all, you'll fall. Lengthen your left ribs now. Right ribs melt. And then exhale, touch the floor with the right hand, bend your left knee. Step 3 feet back, both legs straight. Square your hips toward the front leg. Right hip forward, left hip back. Walk your hands back part way. Turn your fingers back and pull the floor forward. Pull your mat forward isometrically. Root the left thigh back. And breathe. You can also put your hands on blocks. That'd be fine. Well done. Touch the floor. Step back, plank. Lower to chaturanga and hold. Strength. Claw your pads and roots of the hands. Finger pads, roots where the fingers join the hand. Exhale all the way down. Arms out to the side, wide cobra. Come up, inhale, shoulders back. From your pelvis, root through your legs, make your legs longer. And then from the pelvis, resilient spine. Resiliency gives you the strength to come back. There's acceptance in resiliency. There's self-love in resiliency. When we're rigid, when we're critical, when we're judgmental, very stiff, you won't be able to bounce back. We tend to hold resentment and judgment against others, so let go. Remember, you're connected to grace, which is free. Exhale down. Come onto all fours. Crawl your right knee forward, pigeon. Bend the left knee, take hold of the back foot, heel to hip. We're going to spin the shoulder now. So hold right below the line of your toes. Spin your elbow up toward the sky so it's perpendicular. And then lengthen your left ribs. Take the left shoulder back. And once you've got that, I want you to work your left shoulder blade deep into the back and start to turn toward the right. And breathe. We want to bring a little more resilience to where the body's stiff, hips and legs usually. We want to bring more strength to the shoulders. Exhale, release. Go back to downward dog. And gently take your left knee toward the left hand, pigeon. Square your hips to the front, hug in. Here's a test. Lift both hands off the floor and balance. You got to hug in, hold, hug in. Keep the action of the muscles now and just touch the floor. See how much harder you have to work? Okay, turn to your right, bend the right knee. Root your right knee down, drag forward. Spin the hand below the toes, elbow up. Shoulder blade firm into the back of the ribs, and then turn slightly left. Breathe into the stretch wherever you're feeling it. Very good. Come on your belly now. Bend your knees, hold your feet, Hanumanasana. Walk your knees so that they're close together, hip distance apart, and then touch your big toes together. Okay, that's called sickling. That's going to hurt your ankle and your knees. So now, bring your big toes and turn them out slightly. That's strength, that's alignment, that's balance. Inner rotate your thighs, tailbone in, and come up. Just go up as high as you can comfortably. Shoulders back. Now point your feet just a little bit and press up through the big toe ball mounds. Lift your sides. Take your shoulders back. Rise up. Inner strength, resiliency. Exhale down. Place your hands on your shoulders. Come up. Lie on your back. Take a block. Put the block between your upper inner thighs. Bring your elbows by your sides, palms parallel, fingers up. Lengthen your side ribs, head of the arm bones back. And then squeeze the block and move the block towards your heels. Now you have a low back curve. Tail in, and lift your hips up. As you go up, stay strong. Stay resilient. Stay strong. Stay resilient. Pull from your heels to your palate. From your palate, reach your head and expand out through your knees. Use the breath to carry your essence. The essence is your deepest inner intention. Let that be like the sap that nourishes your cells. Breathe your dreams into the fibers of your body. Your essence begins to exude and manifest on the outside. Exhale, lower down. Remove the block. Bring your arms in cactus pose, elbows down. Separate your feet, knees left. Bring your left ankle on top of the right knee. Twist to your right. Bring your right shoulder blade to the floor, but push your right knee away from you. Now, with resiliency, reach your right arm straight out on the floor. Inhale back to center, knees up. Keep your feet wide, and then bring your knees down to the right. Right ankle on top of the left knee. Inner rotate your thighs, tailbone in. Keep your left shoulder down, but from your pelvis, push your left knee away. I want you to grow the thigh bone. That's your femur. Long femurs. Femur is the longest bone in your body. There's strength in length. Stretch your left arm over your ear. Grow long. Strength is resiliency, our capacity to always bounce back, to recover, to regroup, to reassess, realign, re-strategize, and come out stronger. That's where we are. Inhale, slowly come up to center. Draw your right knee to chest. Keep your left thigh all the way down on the floor. Now we're going to take this right knee out to the right. Keep holding it. Just bring it out to the right. Bring it to center. Stretch your right leg straight up. Hold the back of the hamstring. Press your hamstring into your hands, but pull your shin towards you more. For those that can reach, slide your hands up to the calf. Do the same thing. Hamstring pushes away, calf comes towards you. Try to maintain a low back curve. Bend your right knee. Bring your right foot just above your left knee on the left thigh, and then another twist. So, right knee over to the left. Right arm up overhead. And then cactus, so you bend your right elbow. And we're going to play between right shoulder down, right knee down. Find the place of balance right in the middle. Very deep twist. Let's play with this a little bit. Lift your heart toward the right more. And take your low belly toward the left thigh. See if that allows you to go any deeper. It did for me. Inhale, slowly back to center. Bend both knees, feet flat on the floor. Just let your sacrum relax. Left knee to chest. Stretch your right leg out. Nice deep breaths. This is a practice for inner peace. And yes, we did some strength training. But now, go peaceful. Root your left thigh all the way to the floor. Right thigh all the way to the floor. Then take your left knee out to the left. It's like a half happy baby pose. Bring your left knee in. Stretch your left leg straight. Hold the hamstring. Push your hamstring into your legs. Push your right thigh to the floor as well. Breathe, feel the stretch. Go to the place in the middle where there's stretch, there's a little bit of hurt, but it should hurt good, and there's resiliency. Slide your hands up the leg if you can to the calf. Pull the calf in, but your thigh still pushes back. Exhale, bend the left knee. Place your left foot above your right knee on the right thigh. Exhale, left knee all the way to the right. Left arm overhead, half cactus. And find the perfect balance between left shoulder down, left knee down. Lift your heart towards the left, belly towards the right. Belly toward the right thigh. Inhale back to center. Hug both knees in. And then exhale, stretch your legs out for Shavasana, final relaxation. Turn your palms up, be receptive, be more resilient. Take the head of your arm bones back, shoulder blades provide support like the hands of the divine, the back of your heart. Life has your back. Release your feet, your calves, your knees, your thighs. Release into the earth. Let gravity pull you in. And then release your hips. Muscles fall away from the bones. Release from the center of the bone. Annular rings, like stress rings. Let go of the stress. Relax your belly, your heart. When you inhale, let your rib cage open laterally. Descend your armpits, the top of your shoulders, elbows, wrists, palm, fingers. Now relax your throat, the root of your tongue, your jaw. Relax your lips, cheeks,